Well, 50 points from Giannis to seal game 6. I mean, the clear choice for MVP, Jules, but is he the clear choice for fantasy MVP? So in other words, did he provide DraftKings users with the most value throughout the finals?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know. We can crunch some numbers on like fantasy points per dollar, I guess, but like Giannis had I think multiple games with over 100 points in the captain spot. So how can you make an argument for anywhere else? You know, 3 40+ point games, the 50-point game to cap it off, with the rebounds, with the blocks, threatening for a triple double. Yeah, it's not close.
What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I don't really see an argument for anybody but Giannis. I think even if you do the fantasy point per dollar argument, Giannis still might come out on top. I mean, Chris Middleton obviously had some nice moments in this series, had a nice, well-rounded, stat line in terms of his averages. On the Phoenix side, Devin Booker had some big scoring games, but didn't do a whole lot in terms of rebounding or assists. Doesn't provide a lot of value defensively when you're talking DraftKings points. I think the only guy when you're talking about the Suns who has a chance, to really be in this conversation is DeAndre Ayton, who averaged about 15 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.5 blocks. But even though he comes in at a cheaper salary than Giannis on a night-to-night basis, those numbers pale in comparison to what we saw from Giannis, who capped it off with, one of the virtuoso, not only memorable closeout NBA Finals performances, but one of the greatest fantasy performances in the NBA Finals history.
Yeah, the unanimous MVP, Kenny. The unanimous fantasy MVP, though?
Yeah, I think we can say it's unanimous. Excuse me. Julian gave you all the numbers. And when you look at the other side with the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker, of course, the big games, but a couple of games where he went missing. Chris Paul, 22 points and 8 assists. But again, he had two pretty big clunkers in this series. DeAndre Ayton wasn't quite the force that we thought he would be. Yeah, I'm willing to give it to Giannis. I mean, I think that the biggest thing you can say about him is that he didn't flop in any game. There was no turning back once Giannis went into the finals from game 1 when he was hurt and he had an insane, I think it was 20 points and 20 rebounds, something like that, or close to it. I mean, he just turned it on from game 1 and never let up. And you were never upset that you paid for Giannis. And I think that is the definition here of a fantasy MVP.